What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and leave a comment below about your thoughts, man. So we back with another one today, man, and we're gonna be talking about all the little groups that's around Memphis that might have had a hand in everything that might have happened. So first things first, you know, when the whole situation went down, these couple groups that came up first, it was CMG, obviously, and you already know PRE is the group where Dolph's doing his music from, making millions and millions of dollars every single year. So now, a little bit into the start of the case, once it got about midway through, you know, about a couple people went down, and the next thing you know, the story about how Trula Gang is kind of related, has that relationship with Dolph, PRE, so-and-so, and you know, they kind of got their hands into a lot of little places, like, you know, they got connections with Jay, they had connections with CMG at one point. You know, Trula is kind of like caught in the middle of all this. They were kind of like playing two sides a little bit. So because of the fact that at first they was rocking with PRE and Dolph, and then something happened, and then they were not rocking with it. So, you know, shedding light on that. You know, a lot of people are connected to it. We already know CEO TZ, he is literally from Trula and he's still on the run. So you gotta understand, there's the reason why they wanted CEO TZ. Like, CEO TZ was basically one of the guys that could have possibly either ran out the back door or was one of the other getaway drivers. Like, it was a lot more people involved. And Devin Burns, like, how come nobody's talking about Devin Burns and CEO TZ anymore? Like, these guys were there in on it, and they're just still on the run. So it seems like the people that are on the run, like Shondale Barnett, how come they haven't got that guy yet? Like, after all this time, they keep saying they looking for him, they still haven't found him. Something seems like Shondale, he told a lot and got himself free, but it came back that he had done a lot of stuff that he didn't tell the 12 about. He never admitted to. So once the other people snitched on him, basically, that's when it was all decided that Shondale had to be kind of found again, brought back in, you know, asked some questions, that whole sort of stuff. So, but you gotta understand, man, the fact that Maurice and them, like, they also had their own group, they also got their own connections, man. Like, Maurice was there. He was right there, man. He was right there the whole time. That's going to be brought to attention. Like, the feds are asking the questions about, like, Maurice, why did you move your car and you was seen by 007? And when the feds interviewed 007, she told him everything, like in that interview that we posted. And so you got to realize that Maurice is going to be in the hot seat when they all sit him down in that courtroom. Like, he's going to be thinking, man, I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have let my daughter talk on our behalf. She kind of spilled the beans and kind of got everything misconstrued. It would have been better off if nobody said nothing in their situation. Like, you got to think about, there's a reason why attorneys tell you not to talk about anything. You know, they don't like snitches either. So you got to realize that that destroyed their entire chances of basically walking away clean. Now they actually are going to have charges come up on him. But you got to realize too, how does Straight drop? He got 2 years for his probation violation. So you telling me this whole time they weren't even doing the Dolph case? They were doing his probation violation, because it seems like the reason why they had Cornelius and Straight Drop in that courtroom was because they were the ones who got caught with their prints and everything in that white Benz. So when Straight Drop, you know, he got that music video at the house, they connected him and found prints from both of them. And that's how they get caught up with that white Benz, right? So this whole time they've been in court because they got caught up on that, and he had the probation violation, and Cornelius the one who took the car. So they haven't been talking about the Dolph case in that courtroom. Every time you see it, the Dolph case isn't gonna come up until like next year, basically. So halfway through Straight Drop's 2-year sentence, that's when they're gonna be back in court. He's gonna be back in court again. This time, Maurice will be in the courtroom, and so will Raven and everybody. They're all gonna be in that courtroom trying to answer to the questions on why they lied, and we're gonna be watching very closely. And so, but I'm telling y'all right now, that's what's gonna happen. And so, basically, that means that at this moment, Straight Drop, he's gonna have to go and serve that 2 years somewhere. And if they don't give him a place where he's not gonna get PC, because they're not gonna for a probation violation, they're not gonna give you PC for a car theft. Like if you take somebody's car or whatever, you get found, like your DNA or whatever gets found on the vehicle, or it's at the house that you stay at all the time or whatever, then basically you gonna be with the rest of the people in population, and they're gonna want to, like, they're gonna be fighting him, just like how he got jumped a couple weeks ago. Basically they're gonna be fighting him every day. He's gonna end up having to like submit to somebody and just basically be their little assistant the whole
Here's
time.
to the ones who were.
That's not gonna be good for him, but he's gonna be getting what he deserves. And then once that Fed case comes, that's when he probably will go to the feds, and it's gonna be even worse over there because there's big time dudes that are gonna be trying to get to him, and it just depends the whole situation of if they give him a roommate or this and that. They're gonna be trying to give him a roommate to get him to talk about the case and see if they can get any more information. But in the meantime, though, the Maurice whole cover up, man, that cookie shop, they had a lot to do with it. And you gotta understand, they knew he was coming. Like, there was a music video planned for that day. Dolph was supposed to go and shoot that music video, and he was supposed to go straight to the airport and go out of town. So they caught him at his very last stop in town. Like, he was about to be gone. He was gonna just have Snoop Bands do the turkey giveaway anyways. So he was about to jump on a flight. Like, if Dolph get anywhere near the airport, that means he's about to get on a flight. Like, he's not about to pass the airport and not jump on flights. He's gonna do his errands closer and closer. Like, he's gonna start from farther away from the airport, run all his errands on that side of town, and come closer to the airport, so that way his last stop is Makedas Cookies, and then he was gonna go jump on the plane. They were gonna do a scene on the plane too, and you know, the downtown and all that. That was the next move, was to go to the airport and do one there. But what ended up happening is that Yo Gotti and them knew that Dolph had booked a ticket right before, like, their ticket. Like, they realized that, oh, it's another millionaire that got a private jet flying out, or da-da-da, right before us. So they had to push Yo Gotti's time back. So once they realized that, they knew that Dolph was going to be leaving that day, and that they were going to try to catch him that morning. So that's there. Then Yo Gotti and CMG and all them, whoever, Trula, anybody that's involved, CEO, TZ, OG Bangway, and Blac Youngsta, Moneybag Yo, they all were trying to figure out, hey, where'd Dolph go? They hit up the cookie shop because the cookie shop already was trying to give the drop on Dolph. They posted that video of him in, like a couple months before he came that time. And they put the address with his video and said Dolph comes here every time he visits Memphis. So they hit them up, and they already were like, yeah, why didn't y'all should already be here. Come on, get down here. Dolph is coming because they're going to do a music video. So you got to get here early before all his homies get here, because Dolph is the type of person that's going to show up on time, early. If not, everybody else is still lacking. They still on their hood time. Like, they'll be super late, 30 minutes late, hour late. Dudes trying to randomly go to barbershops, and people aren't in town all of a sudden, and this and that, right? So basically, Once they get to that cookie shop early,
Here's to the ones
all the people involved, Blac Youngsta, OG Bangwang, CEO TZ, JoJo Splat, all of them, they get there early, they set up, you know, there's people hiding in that kitchen, they ducking underneath the counter and everything. So then once Dolph shows up, you know, he was gonna go to that back and count that money, and basically that's when they tried to attack him while he was walking by that bathroom in the hallway, next to the manager's office. And as soon as Dolph went down, you see the guys running out the back of the shop. They running to the back towards that manager's office to grab whatever it was, and ran out that back door. And that's when 007, she started her story. She seen them running out the back after hearing a bunch of shots, and she was out there trying to, you know, have her Marlboro and everything like that, her menthol and everything. So, and then boom, she sees the dude. She's scared as hell because she knows that these guys just did something. She just heard all the loud noises. She sees they're strapped, they're sweating, like their heart's beating. She's like, you guys are up to no good. Like, you guys are doing something weird right now. Something's going on and y'all are in it. I guarantee it. That's that feeling she has. So that's how we know her story is true. And Maurice and them are going down because they just lied, and she's going to explode. The feds are going to expose everything because these witnesses are telling exactly what happened. Like, these witnesses and the people from the across the street that was filming. The people across the street filming, man, they know that they were trying to cover this whole thing up. They broke it down in that video. You got to look at the video of the people across the street. Because in that video, I'll basically tell you what happened. They knew that something had happened where he was getting chased around, or people were trying to pull up on him on the outside. They were already trying to spray at him on the outside of the shop. And he went inside, and it was basically like, seems like what I was just saying about how everybody was there early and already in position. Like, they was already in Maurice's car that was parked out there in that Lincoln. Some dudes was in the Lincoln and hopped out the Lincoln and tried to get him, and Dolph ran into the shop, but the door is locked. So nobody from outside could get in no more. And once that happened, Dolph got in, and he knew that it was a hostile situation. So he went to that back room, and he's like, hey man, I saw some weird guys outside. And he's like, anyways, now you gotta pay attention, make sure, you know, the brother is there. He's like, let me get the security, or let me get the brother here, or whatever. So next thing you know, the brother is there, show up and everything. Then he was telling him, hey, make sure nobody try to get in here. We're gonna count this money. In the middle of them counting the money, that's when everything happened in that back area, and he tried to run out, and they jumped on him and shot the rounds. That's in that back area, and tried to move him to that front, because you don't see no 22 shots that look like in that ground or nothing right there by that window. Like, you don't see it there. So it happened in the back, and they moved him to the front, man. Yep, so subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the comments, and let me know what you think.